Hey guys, welcome. Yepa, Shamanic practitioner, raising the vibrations across the nation. Come on in. Welcome again. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button so that way you can receive notification as to when a video does upload, as well as you will receive notifications when I go live on my channel. So today we are going to be doing part 2 of the Ancestral Series reading. If you're not familiar with this series, I did have again another one, because this is part 2, pertaining to your ancestral water on your altar. This particular reading here for the Ancestral Series is going to be a pick a card reading pertaining to messages from your ancestral altar. So if you do not have an ancestral altar here, this is not the pick a card for you. Okay, if you do have an ancestral altar, this is definitely the pick a card. And if you have not watched the Ancestral Series pertaining to your altar water, make sure that you do so. Okay, so for this pick a card reading here, we have 3 piles. Okay, pile 1 is going to be the 10 of Pentacles. Pile 2 will be the 9 of Pentacles. And for those that select pile 3, it will be the 4 of Cups. Okay. If you are interested in a personal ancestral reading with me to learn about your lineage, your heritage, and your tribes, your roots, or to get some hidden gems pertaining to your ancestry, you can go to spiritualvibrations.org. Now the timestamps will be in the description box below, as well as in the comment section. So take your time, connect with your spirit team, imagine your ancestral altar in your third eye, and ask your spirit team, what is the message that my ancestral altar have for me? And I'll meet you at your pile. Hey pile 1, you guys chose the 10 of Pentacles here, and we're going to tap into what are the messages from your ancestor altar. Okay, I'm going to pre-shuffle the cards here on camera. Alright, for those that have selected pile 1, what are the messages from their ancestral altar? For those who have selected pile 1, what are the messages from their ancestral altar? For those that have selected pile 1, what are the messages from their ancestral altar? And for those that have selected pile 1, what is the messages from their ancestral altar? Final shuffle. 3 cards in overall energy. For those that have selected pile 1, what is the message from their ancestral altar? From those that have selected pile 1, what is the message from their ancestral altar? For those that select pile 1, what is the message from their ancestral altar? For those who have selected pile 1, what is the message from their ancestral altar? For those that have selected pile 1, what is the message from their ancestral altar? Final card. For those that have selected pile 1, what is the message from their ancestral altar? Alright, what's the overall energy for those that have selected pile 1? When it comes to messages from their ancestral altar, what is the overall energy for pile 1? Alright, pile 1, let's take a look at the cards that did step forth for you guys. We do have the African child, responsibility for your personal and spiritual development and sacrifices. You also have an ancestor speaking, I have a birthday or the day I ascended coming up. Pour libations for me. You also have the hardworking ancestor. Don't waste your life working for others. Fulfill your dreams. Be motivated and know your worth. And we have traditional healer, bone reading, how forms of healing and wisdom is required. That's the overall energy here. So just give me a few moments here just to kind of take a look at this to see for Power 1, what are the messages from your ancestral altar? Some of you that have selected Power 1 could definitely be healers. Some of you are tarot readers, oracle readers, priestess, priest. For those that have selected Power 1, your ancestors are wanting you to take more of a responsibility when it comes to learning about spiritual development. Okay? Learning more about spiritual development, learning more about spirituality. Some of you, how do I say this? It's kind of like many of you definitely learn. But it's kind of like you learn in your own time. You learn in your own pace. And I feel that your ancestors are wanting you to become more connected than you already are. Okay? For some of you, there is an ancestor. For many of you, there is an ancestor that is on your altar. And the day that this ancestor was born, or either the day that this ancestor transcended to the other side, ascended to the other side, is coming up. So definitely giving offerings and or pouring libations for this ancestor. There's an ancestor on your altar that definitely wants to be venerated, okay, acknowledged, okay, as well. For many of you that selected Power 1, you have the ability to be your own boss. Some of you, maybe you are a boss, you have your own business, okay? You're supposed to. Now, there's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5, don't get me wrong, but many of you that chose Power 1, you have the ability to be your own boss. Some of you guys in Power 1, your ancestors is acknowledging that you've kind of fallen behind on your dreams. The things that you have wanted to pursue for yourself, the things that you wanted to go after, you've kind of either put that on a back burner, or you're not really giving it enough effort. Okay? And your ancestors are wanting you to kind of like get your head back in the game. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your vision. If you put your vision down, if you've put a goal down that you want to conquer, your ancestors are saying it's time to pick it back up. Your ancestors are wanting you to stay motivated. They want you to know your worth. Some of you could be at jobs where you know that you're not getting paid what you're worth. You're working extremely hard, but you're not getting paid for what you deserve. So for some of you, it may not even be about having your own business. It may just be about looking at where you are when it comes to your career, when it comes to the job that you're currently at. And ask yourself, is this motivating me? Am I feeling inspired? Is this something that I love doing? All right? Are they appreciative of your hard work? Are they reciprocating the energy through raise, through pay, through benefits? It's kind of like for some of you, your spirit team don't want you to sit and be comfortable when you can have the world. You guys chose the Ten of Pentacles. That is wealth. That is inheritance. This is stability and structure. This is long-term financial gain. So for some of you, when it comes to this energy of taking responsibility, for some of you, taking more responsibility when it comes to diving deeper in your spirituality, learning more things that you are unsure of. And for others, this is about taking more responsibility, okay, when it comes to going towards what it is that you want, going towards what it is that you deserve, okay? Like, for some of you, your ancestors is acknowledging, where in your life are you sacrificing too much of yourself? Okay, where in your life are you sacrificing too much of yourself? And whatever the area is your responsibility to make the necessary changes. Some of you, you may have put certain things on the back burner because you have been going through a lot of healing. You are healers, all of you. Even if you don't touch a tarot card, oracle card, bones, or anything like that, you are a healer in some shape or form, and you have been going through massive healing. So sometimes healing takes a lot out of you. It can make you fatigued. It can make you tired. Okay, it can make you not as motivated because of so much healing that's happening here. But your ancestral energy is acknowledging here that you need to create that balance, of course, by honoring yourself through this period of healing, by resting, rejuvenating, okay? Taking time out for you. But this is not a time to give up. This is not a time to stop. This is a time to push through, to keep moving forward. Okay? And for some of you, this is not going to be for all. For some of you, your ancestors have been telling you that you need a reading. So if that message is resonating with you, you could book with me, a trusted source, or somebody else that you trust. Okay? Let's get some additional insight here for those that selected Power 1 here. Messages from their Ancestral Altar for Power 1. Messages from the Ancestral Altar for Power 1. Messages from the Ancestral Altar, Power 1. Messages from their Ancestral Altar for those that selected Power 1. Okay. We have the Hierophant. Messages from the Ancestral Altar for Power 1. Call myself writing this down. Power 1, the next card. Power 1. Messages from the Ancestral Altar for Power 1. We have the High Priestess here. And overall energy here for Power 1. Messages from their altar. You have the Seven of Swords. Some of you guys may also pick Power 2 as well. So just give me a few moments to take a look to see if there's any additional messages here for sure. Your ancestors, Power 1, is acknowledging that, yes, you are carrying a lot of responsibilities right now. And you may feel like you are sacrificing maybe a lot of parts of yourself because of the responsibilities that you do have. And your ancestors are definitely wanting you to keep the faith here. Keep the faith. For some of you guys, for Power 1, if you have been hearing Spirit tell you that you need a reading, they are acknowledging a guidance reading could be highly beneficial for you as well. It'll help you gain a lot of clarity here. For many of you that selected Power 1, you may have artifacts of animals, spirit animals on your altar. Alright, and for others, you work very, very heavily with your spirit animals, whether you're aware of it or not. The spirit kingdom is very much connected to you. Okay. It is acknowledging for many of you this loved one that is on your altar. This is definitely someone that passed away from some type of health issue. When it comes to them wanting to be acknowledged, this person could definitely be an older person. For sure, an older person. For some of you, your ancestors are acknowledging that you have been kind of sacrificing a lot of yourself for work. And of course, you know, we need money because money is the cycle of everything. But it's kind of like at the detriment of yourself for some of you. And your ancestors are acknowledging here that you definitely need to slow down. You definitely need to find better balance in areas of your life here. I'm hearing someone on the other side come through as I'm channeling this energy here. This person was alone when they passed away. That's going to be for some, not for all. But they were alone when they passed. This could definitely be someone in between their 30s to their later years. Many of you are very much tapped in, very intuitive, very clairvoyant, have all the clairs, okay? Or very gifted in certain areas of your clairs here. And for many of you, you know that this is a season for fulfilling your dreams. This is a season for going after everything that you know that you deserve. Okay? Many of you know this. But for some of you, I'm seeing knowing and doing is two different things. For others, it's kind of like knowing but don't have the momentum, don't have the ashe to kind of get things going. Because for some of you, your faith could feel a little bit depleted because of some type of adversity or challenges or responsibilities that you are carrying here. And that is why having a reading could be beneficial to you, because it's going to help you see things definitely from a different perspective than maybe how you've been looking at things, and understand the spiritual reasoning as to why you're dealing with some of the obstacles or challenges that you're up against now or have been going through as well. For those that select Power 1, you definitely need to drink more water, Power 1. Your ancestors are acknowledging here. But also for Power 1, your ancestors are also acknowledging for many of you needing to do a head cleanse. You could use coconut water, coconut milk, just a shower with visualization, okay? Cord cutting, apple cider vinegar. There are so many different regimens here that you can use to cleanse your ori. Because for many of you, cleansing your ori is going to also help you to look at things from a different perspective. For others here, cleansing your ori is going to help release some of the heavy energies that you have been up against in your cycle of healing that you've been going through. Your ancestors is wanting to remind you of how strong you truly are, how brave you really are. They don't quite understand why sometimes you're so hard on yourself, because they're sitting looking at you from the other side and they are amazed. They are amazed at how you've been able to endure what you have endured, walk the mile in your shoes type of vibes, and to still be standing, even in the midst of wanting to give up, even in the midst of just wanting to, say fuck it all, right? For some of you, it ain't that deep. For others, it is that deep. Okay. And just cleansing your aura and cleansing your energy at this time is going to help also keep away those low vibrational frequencies. Your ancestors is wanting you to know that many of you have been going through an ego death. Okay, many of you have been going through an ego death. And your ancestors want you to know that even though right now, in whatever you've been going through, you may feel like you're going through it alone, and that literally may be the case, okay, that you are dealing with what you're dealing with alone. And even though you may have people around you, people may not just truly understand, or maybe they have no idea what's truly going on with you. However, though, it is acknowledging you're definitely not alone in the spirit realm. You're definitely not alone. And it's like many of you know that, but still in the midst of that, you lose faith. Your ancestors is acknowledging here that whatever obstacles and challenges that you guys have been facing, the wisdom that you have gained, will be gaining from this experience, the bravery that you're going to have once this experience is over with and done, the courage that you're going to have is going to be unstoppable. Unstoppable. Is there any additional messages here that you have for Pile 1? For some of you, this loved one on your altar is a Taurus. I'm feeling that that's all that I'm kind of picking up here for those that selected Pile 1. Messages from your ancestral altar. I do hope that you have enjoyed. Please make sure that you like. Feel free to comment as well. I do dialogue also. And until next time, Ashe. Hey, Pile 2. For those that selected here, the 9 of Pentacles here. For those that selected the 9 of Pentacles, for those that selected Pile 2. Messages from your ancestral altar. I'm going to shuffle on camera, okay? Alright, Divine Spirit, for those that did select Pile 2, what are the messages from their ancestral altar? For those that selected Pile 2, what are the messages from their ancestral altar? For those that selected Pile 2, what are the messages from their ancestral altar? For those that have selected Pile 2, what are the messages from their ancestral altar? And final shuffle for those that have selected Power 2 messages from the Ancestral Altar. Final shuffle. Alright, Divine Spirit, 3 cards, overall energy. For those that selected Power 2, what are the messages from the Ancestral Altar? For those that have selected Power 2, what is the message from their Ancestral Altar? For those that have selected Power 2, what is the messages from their Ancestral Altar? And what is the overall energy here for Power 2? Messages from their Ancestral Altar. For those that selected Power 2, overall energy. Messages from their Ancestral Altar. For Power 2, overall energy. Power 2, overall energy. Power 2, overall energy. Messages from their Ancestral Altar. For those that selected Power 2, messages from their Ancestral Altar. Overall energy. Thank you, Spirit. Alright, so for those that selected Power 2, let's go ahead and take a look at the cards that came out for you. The first card, we do have the Arranged Marriage. Soul Connection, Commitment. A marriage based on your soul mission as a union. The next card that came out is Restored Ashe, offering accepted, happy, loyal to practice here. The next card is African Mass Spirit. Spirits are warning you to protect your energy, your foundation, your relationship, and your success. And what is the overall energy here? For those that selected Power 2, we have Spirit who recently passed speaking. Thank you for keeping me in your thoughts and memories. I love you. Beautiful. Alright, Power 2, messages from your Ancestral Altar here. Alright. So, I'm going to be saying a few different things here. Alright. For those that selected Power 2, there is someone that has passed away within the last 7 years. That is on your altar, or someone that you venerate. Okay, this person is definitely acknowledging that they love you so very much, and they want to thank you so much for venerating them, for keeping their memory alive. Okay, as well. So there is a strong sense of gratitude and appreciation here from this particular ancestor or ancestors. Okay, as well. For some of you, this could actually be a partner, right, that is on the other side. Someone that you were married to, someone that you were in a committed relationship with, someone that you had a soul contract with, shared a child with in some shape or form. For many of you, this is that particular loved one. For others, this is not someone that is a romantic partner for you. This is, again, ancestors or an ancestor that has passed 7 years. Within the last 7 years here. For many of you that have selected Power 2, you have recently given your ancestors some offerings, and they want you to know that your offering was accepted. And they also are wanting you to stay loyal to practice. So they want you to keep up with your offerings as well. Okay. For some of you that selected Power 2, having an ancestral altar is a part of your spiritual commitment. It's a part of your spiritual commitment. Alright? So it's kind of like something that is a walk of life for you. That is supposed to be a walk of life. For others, this may not be a walk of life for you. However, having an ancestral altar, it helps to be that extra layer of protection. Okay? An extra layer of protection. I always say, look at the ancestors like high-paid security guards. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the security guards are supposed to, like, you know, protect the president, quote unquote, right? That's supposed to, right? Supposed to protect the president. Look at your ancestors like that. So by venerating and giving them offerings here, you know, you also elevating their spirit. but you're also giving them the ashe that they need to kind of help in that layer of protection for the things that you cannot see. For others here, your ancestors are speaking about a relationship or even a marriage for some of you that you are in. And your ancestors are acknowledging that if you're in a committed relationship with someone or you are married to someone, there is a soul contract that you have with this person. Okay? And it's kind of giving me the energy here where there could be outside influences your ancestors are acknowledging that could try to come in and impact in a negative way your union, your connection. So if you haven't recently given an ancestral offering, now is the time to do so. Okay? Again, for Power 2, they really want Power 2 to kind of keep up with their offerings. Some of you may be slipping. Some of you say, I'm going to take care of my altar today. I'm going to take care of my altar today. And then today passed, tomorrow passed, and you still haven't. And so for some of you, the fact that you have not been giving your offerings here, you're starting to see how outside influences is coming in and creating some slight chaos in your life. Not nothing major, just enough to kind of irritate you, frustrate you, annoy you, you know, whether that is in your relationship romantically, whether that is in your finances, whether that's in your job and your career, okay? So they want you to understand that giving offerings, venerating, communing with your ancestors is very, very important. Okay? And for others that has been keeping up, okay, for others that has been keeping up on a consistent basis with your ancestral altar here, they thank you so very much for that. They also have a message here for Power 2. Your ancestors want you to be very mindful at this time what you commit yourself to. That's very interesting. They want you to be mindful of what you commit yourself to. It has a lot to do with energy. They want you to be mindful with how you give out your energy at this time. Okay? Let's go ahead and get some additional information from Power 2. Messages from their ancestral altar. Messages from their ancestral altar. Some of you need a mojo bag. Some of you have a mojo bag. Some of you need a mojo bag. I do sell mojo bags online. So spirits are warning you to protect your energy, foundation, relationship, and success. So mojo bag, again, protection. Alright, for Power 2, messages from the ancestral altar. What you want them to know for Power 2. Messages. We have here the 3 of Cups. Power 2, messages from the ancestral altar. Alright, we got the Sun. Power 2, your ancestors are wanting you to play music by your altar. They want you to dance. Okay? If you already play music and you dance near your altar, then they love that. They love when you do that. Okay? And they want you to kind of continue here. It definitely helps you. Helps kind of like maneuver your chakras and open up your chakras here. But it also helps bring in a sense of joy and happiness and contentment here as well. Alright, for those that selected Power 2, messages from their ancestral altar for Power 2. Power 2. You have here the 8 of Cups here. And what's the overall energy here as well? For those that selected Power 2, messages from their ancestral altar. You have the Seven of Swords. So some of you may have come from pile 1 here. Alright. Additional messages here from your ancestors here as well. This is definitely a time right now where your ancestors is acknowledging, stay committed to something that you've been working on. This is not a time to give up. This is a time for you to stand your ground, push against any adversities, and keep moving forward here. Because whatever it is that you guys have been working on, doing behind the scenes, you got some good news coming your way. You have a level of success coming your way. You could definitely be very much in the spotlight with whatever this is, receiving a lot of recognition here as well, okay? Some of you guys, this may have to do with your voice, your speaking, okay? This could have to do with mentorship, counseling, okay? This could have something to do with, again, spiritual practices here, all right? Something about the throat chakra is coming for very strongly for many of you, but that's not going to be for all of you as well. For others, what I'm seeing here is just about taking a stand and staying committed. Some of you guys, you know, you put forth the work, but maybe when you don't see the efforts come in as quickly as you wanted to, you give up. And now is not the time for that, okay? I do see here, if you're in a committed relationship here, either you or your person, your ancestors are saying, is getting ready to receive some good news. Some very good news. And I feel like this good news, whether it comes directly to you or whether it comes directly to your partner, it is going to benefit the relationship, the union as a whole here. So there are some good things that's definitely in store here as well. All right. You guys are receiving a yes answer from the universe. The universe is going to be allowing something to be fruitful, allowing something to be successful, okay? Whatever this is going to bring upon a level of excitement. Strong level of excitement here as well, all right? For some of you, even the children are going to be excited, okay? Your ancestors are wanting you to, how do I say this? Okay, I'm hearing for someone, don't waste your time worrying about whether or not you made the right decision to move on, to walk away. Whether that was from a relationship or whether that was from a job. They want you to stop dwelling on that. Get out of that energy. That's for somebody. Because again, they want you to protect your energy at this time. And that may be protecting it from your own self. Okay? For others, your ancestors are very much proud of you for staying committed to detaching, to moving on from the things that was affecting your energy, that was affecting your foundations, that was affecting your relationships, that was affecting your finances, that was affecting your success. They're proud of you. Very proud of you. They're cheering on like, oh my God, he or she really did that shit. They did that shit. Like, I'm so proud of them. And all the time they thought that they couldn't do it, and they actually did that shit. They actually made that shit happen. And now it's like the ancestors are saying, you know, what have you learned from this experience here? What have you learned from this experience here? Okay? I definitely feel like whatever your ancestors are talking about here, there's definitely been a shift. A shift. A shift in a way where there's been more empowerment through the detachment, through the moving on. Okay, there has been a level of empowerment. All right. You got your ancestors just smiling from ear to ear. I'm definitely picking up strong masculine energy. when it comes to those that have recently passed. For others, this could be a child, okay, in utero or out of utero. But this is giving me a lot of divine masculine energy on the other side. But again, not limited to here either. I feel like I want to cross this with another card before we close our overall energy here for Power 2. Messages from the Ancestral Altar here. I feel like there's been some type of decision for some of you guys. I don't know if there has been some legal situation or something court-wise that's happening for you guys, but something is definitely all in your favor here. There is something to celebrate. Either many of you are already celebrating something that your ancestors have definitely blessed you and assisted you with, granted you access to, and for others it's definitely coming. I feel like all the stress and all the worry and all the uncertainty that maybe some of you have been dealing with, okay, is going to be like a level of release here. Like not feeling as if you have to carry a heavy burden, or not feeling so weighed down, and not feeling like you're so confused. There's peace. Some of you guys are in this space now, and some of you guys are heading in that direction. Some of you just got the news of something and you really haven't seen how it's really going to flourish in your life. Victory will be yours. So continue to stay loyal to your practice. Okay? Continue to protect your energy. Protect the things that you work very hard for as well. And I do want to say one more thing here. This is going to be pertaining to the near future. For many of you that have selected Power 2, and you're currently in a union, in the near future, you will be up against a decision on whether or not should you stay or should you go. Okay? So I don't know why your ancestors are wanting you to kind of just be aware of that. Not that that is something that they want you to drain your energy focusing on, but it's like they want you to have a heads up that you will be put in a position in which you're going to have to stand your ground, and you're going to have to make a decision. Okay? But as of right now, this is giving me blessed by the best. Okay? And if you feel like you're not in that energy now, it's coming. For many of you, I was told to look at the bottom here. We got the Ace of Pentacles, and I'm going to close out here. This is a new home. Congratulations. This is an inflow of financial gain. You're going to be signing a contract to receive some money here. Okay? This is physical. This is something 3D that you're going to be able to touch, to feel, and to enjoy here. All right? So this is, again, a reward for your effort, for your hard work, for your dedication, for your perseverance, even in the times where you wanted to give up. Okay? This is your reward. So, for those that selected Power 2, this does complete your reading. Feel free to like, feel free to comment, and sending love your way. And until next time, Ashe. Welcome, Power 3. For those that selected the Four of Cups here. Alright, the Four of Cups. Messages from your Ancestral Altar. Okay? I'm going to actually be pulling on camera, so patience. Alright, for those that have selected Power 3, what are the messages from the Ancestral Altar? For those that have selected Power 3, what are the messages from their Ancestral Altar? For those that have selected Power 3, what are the messages from their Ancestral Altar? The Power 3 messages from their Ancestral Altar. Power 3 messages from the Ancestral Altar. Shuffle. Messages from their Ancestral Altar. For those that have selected Pile 3, what are the messages from the Ancestral Altar? For those who have selected Pile 3, what are the messages from their Ancestral Altar? For those that selected Pile 3, what is the message from their Ancestral Altar? And what is the overall energy here for Pile 3 messages from their Ancestral Altar? Okay. Those cards came out like butter, baby. Alright, so let's take a look, Pile 3. The first card that came out for you is Initiation. Passing of wisdom, receiving one's destiny, and respecting taboos. For some of you guys that have selected Pile 3, you may have an interest in ATR practices, Santeria, Yoruba, leukemia, things of that nature. You may be a priestess of the ATR tradition. For others here, you venerate a deity from an ATR practice. Some of you, again, if I didn't say it, could be considering walking the path of Ifa. We also have higher guardian speaking. My energy is assisting you during this time. You are going through a major transition. I feel like for those that selected Pile 3, there is definitely a higher deity. This is for many of you, your crowned mother, your crowned father here. All right. And what I mean by crown mother, crown father, I'm seeing more so in the Ifa traditions. Okay, and we have spirit is listening. Spirit is present. Ask the right questions. Avoid bigger issues to address small ones here. For someone that is actually considering possibly being initiated into an ATR practice here, it's like your ancestors are wanting you to seek better understanding. Okay, ask certain questions. Don't just take things for face value. Okay, because for some of you, again, for that resonates with, you're going through some major changes at this time, and you're looking for a way out. And when you're looking for a way out, you're more vulnerable. You're more susceptible to being prey. Someone preying on your downfall. Okay? So again, ask questions. Ask your team. All right? Before you move forth. That's for somebody. Overall energy here, we have remember us. Remember the sacrifice that we made. The ancestors have paved the way for you. It's very interesting here. Look at this card here. The 4 of Cups. You see her arm extending on this other person. It's like she's laying her hands on her. And then look at this card here as well. For some of you, you have an ancestor on your altar that was very much in the church. She could have been an usher. She could have been a deacon. Okay. She could have been on a prayer team. She could have been in charge of Bible study. There is someone on your altar that was definitely very much into church. I'm hearing Mississippi. I'm hearing South Carolina, North Carolina. I'm hearing Memphis, Tennessee, Savannah, Georgia. I'm also hearing New Orleans, Baton Rouge. So There could be ancestors on your altar that come from these places here. This could be where this particular person here comes from, or this could just be where you have roots and connections to when it comes to your ancestry here. Give me a second. For some of you that selected Pile 3 here, it's time to connect back to your roots. We have Remember Us. So for some of you guys here, maybe you haven't really connected with your ancestral altar in a while. Maybe you haven't venerated in a while here as well. Okay? Maybe you haven't been really kind of engaging in your altar in the way that you should. So it's time to go back to the beginning. Time to connect back to the roots. I'm also getting a message from your ancestral altar here. For some of you guys, you've been having a lot of pressure in your head here. That's because you need to start wrapping your head more. You need to start keeping something on your head. Okay? It's kind of like you've been having just a lot of pressure here. A lot of pressure here. For some of you, your ancestors are acknowledging this pressure that you feel in your head has something to do with your spine. It has something to do with your back here as well. Okay? That's for someone. Maybe somebody has been asking questions like, what's going on with this? And why is this hurting? Or why is this and that? Okay? So that is for someone here. So getting back as the collective read here for those that selected Pile 3 here. You guys have definitely been going through some major transitions. Alright, major transitions. And you have some higher deities that is definitely working with you. Okay, definitely working with you. Definitely assisting you as well. Like I said, for some of you, these are your orishas. Alright, for some of you, these are your orishas. For others here, these are just ancestors from way back when. This is your like indigenous ancestors. This is like your ancient ancestors that is now elevated ancestors. And they have the ability to assist you in something that you're going through. For some of you, your ancestors are saying, come talk to us. Come sit down and talk to us. Remember us. Okay? We want to pass down our wisdom to you. Come talk to us. Come sit down. Let me lay my hands on you. Let me pray for you. This is like a grandmother for many of you. Let me pray for you. Let me lay my hands on you. Okay? For some of you guys that selected Pile 3, maybe you stopped going to church and you started back here. Those are your elevated ancestors guiding you towards that path. So again, you know, people have their opinions, right? And you can't do nothing about people's opinions, right? But you have people's opinions feeling as if you cannot be a spiritual person and go to church. You know, like you can't do both. And that's really so not true. Okay? So I'm saying that to someone. Don't feel, because I feel like somebody is in this place right now where they feel kind of bad for something. And this something is like, I've walked away from church, dive more into my spirituality, but I'm being called to go back to church. You know, but it feels like it's wrong, but it feels so right all at the same time here. All right? You are being guided by your elevated ancestors. So let them guide you. They don't want you to give a care about what anybody else have to say. And they're going to show you their reasonings for doing what they did. For some of you, this is going to be a situation where they're going to show you how you can balance both. How you can work with both energies for your highest good. For others, could be a situation where it may be time for you to walk away from spirituality. It may be time for you to get back into your religious beliefs. But know that you're being guided. For those that is a part of the ATR tradition, this is not for everyone, but somebody may not be respecting their taboos. Okay? They may not be respecting their taboos here. And it's like there could definitely be a ancestral energy that is not so pleased. Alright? So again, if you have been giving taboos from your babalawo, alright, from your godparent, make sure that you are following that. Alright? Some of you guys have been going through major changes when it comes to your destiny, when it comes to aspects of your career here as well. You could be kind of like discontent, not quite happy with how things are. Some of you can just kind of get to a place where you're kind of bored. There is things that you are battling within right now. There's things that's happening right now. There's things that's going on right now with some of you here, and you're trying to find the answers. And they're saying, come sit, my child. Let's talk. Let's talk about this, because you thinking that you're walking this path alone, and we've been walking with you. We know the remedies. We know the answers. And for some of you, it could be a question that's just so small. It's kind of like your ancestors are saying. We want you to come and ask those questions that you feel could be so small that could really avoid something so big from occurring if you just come, if you just dialogue, okay? So that we could pass on our wisdom to you. For many of you, you are in, for those that selected Power 3, you are in a spiritual initiation right now. You are in a spiritual initiation. That's why whatever this major transition is right now is a part of this spiritual initiation. And for some of you, it's to bring you closer back to God. It's to bring you closer back to your crown mother, your crown father, to your Orisha. And for others, you're going to be making this trip. Okay? This trip to ATR practice. That's not going to be for everyone. Let's get some additional insight here as well. For those that selected Power 3, messages from the Ancestral Altar. For those that selected Power 3, messages from the Ancestral Altar. Yeah. I need to start wrapping y'all head. For those that selected Power 3, messages from the Ancestral Altar. For Power 3, messages from their Ancestral Altar. We have here the 8 of Pentacles here. Right. Like I said, for many of you guys have been going through a spiritual initiation here. And this is for some of you, this definitely has been surrounding your career. This has been surrounding initiation with your finances. This have a lot to do with initiation surrounding your craft here as well. Okay? What you're skilled at, your talent. And many of you have been working very hard. Like really putting in the work during this major transition in areas of your life. It hasn't been easy, but you've been putting in the work. And there is so much respect that your ancestors have for you. Because you do have your free will choice. You could have aborted mission, but you chose to stay in this spiritual initiation and work through it and work on what was being revealed to you as well. During this initiation, sometimes you didn't even know how you was going to kind of, get up off your feet. But they saw that you were determined, and each and every day they'll put a little bit of more ashe in your spine, in your root chakra. All right. Messages from the Ancestral Altar for those that selected Power 3. We got the Four of Wands here. Yeah, for many of you, there's been a major transition that's been going on in your home. Okay, when it comes to, again, for some of you, if this is a home business. Okay. For others, this is pertaining to maybe like transitions that somebody that lives in your home that has been going through. If it hasn't been you, but in some shape or form, the transitions they've been going through has also been impacting you as well. You've been learning so much, though, also as you've been working hard during this spiritual initiation here as well. And it's like your ancestors do want you to know that you are safe. They don't want you to fear anything, regardless of what you're going through right now. They want you to know that you are safe and you're going to be stable. You are protected here. Many of you have been hearing and seeing red cardinals. That's definitely been your loved ones communicating with you. For those that selected Power 3 messages from the Ancestral Altar here, we have here the Six of Pentacles here. Yeah. If you have been down in some areas of your life, you are about to level up. You're about to level up. You have passed this spiritual initiation. I feel like, again, the spiritual initiation was kind of tough. It could have been a lot of why questions. A lot of why questions. For somebody, the answer to that why is because you sacrifice too much of yourself for other people. That's not going to be for everyone, but for someone. For others, okay, it's kind of like your ancestors is like, why do you question so much every time that you go through an adversity? And I'm seeing this person like, well, shit, what am I supposed to do? You know, that type of energy. Like, why are we doing this? Like, why are you constantly questioning? Why are you constantly questioning? And I feel like this has to do with those that know that they really got a spiritual team. Like, you got some that know that they got a spirit team, but they really don't know who their spirit team is. I'm talking about those that know who their spirit team is. The ancestors like, why are we always here? Why are we always at this space? Okay. And one more card here for Power 3 messages from their Ancestral Altar here. We have here the Three of Swords. They want you to cut it out. They say cut it out for those that message resonated with. Cut it out. I heard, have we not never saw you through? Okay? Have we not ever carried you where you need to be? You know, to be honest, sometimes certain ancestral energy for some of you be feeling kind of hurt. Because for some of you, it's like, again, you know you got a powerful team working on your behalf, even in the midst of adversities. And the fact that you still don't quite believe that in the end you're going to prevail is kind of hardening. For others, I'm hearing that it's time to get out of that space of sadness. It's time for you to get up. It's time for you to reclaim your power here. Okay? It's time to reclaim your power. It's time to get up, reclaim your power, and get to work. Okay? Get to work on yourself. Get to work on the things around you that you may feel is kind of like falling apart here as well, or have fell apart here. For some of you, I'm looking at this card. I was told to look at the bottom. We do have the 4 of Cups. And it's like for some of you, you need to get to work when it comes to your health. Yeah. Is there any additional messages here at this time that you have for those that selected Pile 3? It's time for Ebo. For those that know, it's time for Ebo. For others, it could be time for an Ifa reading. And that is for those that is already in the ATR practices. Okay. So, this does complete for Pile 3. I do hope that you have enjoyed. Please make sure that you like, comment, and until next time, Ashe.